By the way, to everyone who has come in with a sub, I will get to you guys eventually. Thank you so much for the support. And let's load things up and let's get into the first game of the day. All right. Game number 1 between Erik the Red and Willy Wallace. This is in the round of 16. This is a best of 5. Game 1 is always Arabia. And I think we're going to stick with the player colors. I know that green and blue could be a bit awkward, but I think we're going to stick with the colors the players choose. We have Willy Wallace in the blue. Willy Wallace is playing as the Slavs. And then we have Spanish for Erik the Red, which I find very fascinating, Dave.
That's a really weird pick. For Arabia?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many good maps in this pool you could pick Spanish for.
Yeah.
And you're going to pick it for Arabia?
Oh, man. That makes me think that it could be someone like Vivi, who loves his tower rush into conks. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Slavs is a very solid pick, and that's what Willy Wallace has gone for, so he's gone for something more standard. We're going to zoom out here with Capture Age and talk about the maps briefly, because there's 3 golds and 2 stones for each player. The main gold is in a nice position for Willy Wallace on the back. His second gold is forward, and then his third gold is forward. So I think this hill in the middle, especially if Erik the Red gets to conks, is going to be really complicated for him, Dave.
Oh, extremely complicated. It's so open there, too.
Yep.
Like, if you go forward to wall at that cliff, that's so far from your base.
Yeah.
That's a really risky maneuver. And even the hill on the right side, like where his main gold is, like, it's back, but if Erik the Red manages to get a tower or something up there,
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah, it's good that he's Slavs, right? He should have the upper hand over Spanish, unless Spanish gets conquistadors. And that means Erik the Red would want a safe stone. And I'm kind of bothered by the fact that Erik the Red didn't choose red, by the way. but he does have a stone on the back, and his golds are nice. I mean, he would have to do some walling on the left-hand side, and you can't wall this much this early. But if he's chosen Spanish, he's going to do it, yeah.
Look at what he's done already. He's already palisade walling, and he's got a perfect map for it, too. If he pushes those deer in, which I think he's going to get all of them in there,
Yep.
and then walls between those wood lines, walls to the edge of the map on both sides, what does Willy Wallace do?
Well, Willy Wallace would... You have to make a decision against Spanish. Sometimes they're just flat out going to get to conquistadors, and so you have to take advantages before that. I've seen this matchup many times. In fact, Slavs tends to win because of their economy, and sometimes you'll have to go into double monastery or something risky in Castle Age, if indeed the player does go for conquistadors.
You know, the problem with Spanish, it's a problem and it's a good thing for the Spanish players sometimes,
Yeah.
is you can get away with it if you have a great map, and he does have a great map.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a risky civ, because if you don't get to conks and 1v1s at the high level, you're not going to have the best time. So that's why Dave and I were surprised by the Spanish pick. Of all the civs that would work on Arabia, of all the other maps where Spanish is probably better on, like Cross, it's great on, Scandi, it's great on. I mean, even Cup, which we're going to see as one of the home map picks, it's great on. It was just a surprising pick.
You sure Happy isn't part of this tournament? Because
that's what I was going to say.
It is 6 minutes and 20 seconds into the game, and he is almost fully walled.
Yeah. For people who don't know, Happy is a Chinese player, otherwise known as CL, and we always make the jokes about how he likes to wall early. And Dave, I think it's got to be a teammate of CL or someone from the same country, because who else in this tournament would do this? I'm thinking maybe ACCM, who is Vietnamese. Maybe he would do this. And
Backed would do it.
Backed might do it, but I guess Slam and I had a solid guess that it could be Backed yesterday, though we could be wrong. And then I would say Vivi would do it, but Vivi's probably less prone to do this. The Dragon is more so a player who would probably go forward. And then... Oh, and Tim! Dave, Tim!
Yeah, I was thinking Tim, but I've never... Tim is not a wall-up, go conquistadors type of dude.
Yeah, well...
You know, I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Tim is more... Like, when you... Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Oh, that was so close! Erik the Red, now would Tim do that? I'm not so sure. It's
Viper.
Viper confirmed, yeah.
Oh, it looks like Blue's going forward. He saw the full walls. This is the right play, boys and girls.
Yeah.
He saw the full walls from green. He's had his scout around there, and he's sending 4 villagers forward to tower and push that.
Yeah, it's a good decision. And also the scouting was great for Willy Wallace. He sees the stones, he sees the gold, he sees the berries. What he doesn't see is the barracks, though. But I don't think the barracks is going to produce anything, so he should be able to get a tower up on the berries. That said, something we didn't mention, Spanish build 30% faster, so they will build their defensive tower faster, and that's why Green was able to get all the walls up. Well, the scout fight's going to be really interesting. I think Erik the Red will end up killing Willy Wallace's scout. Oh yeah, the feudal age was identical, and Erik the Red gets the victory there.
First tower, that's a good tower, but yeah, you mentioned the Spanish build speed.
Yep.
He's gonna get this down first for sure, and he's got the spearmen to harass the villagers, slow it down a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a really nice move just to distract and see, forces Willy Wallace to attack that. Now Willy Wallace has to bail on the tower. Really smart thinking from Erik the Red. So far, everything is going according to plan.
And the benefit here, usually when someone tower pushes you and you're fully walled, it forces you to go to stone.
Yeah.
And that kind of delays your eco. But Erik the Red already had plans to go to stone.
Yeah, that's
So
what
this
he wanted
really
to do.
Yeah.
Oh my god, well, something to remember is Slav eco is insane, so Blue is going to be creating scouts behind this forward, which there's not many civs he can afford to do that with. And every farm he builds gives him more and more of an advantage. Slav farms are insanely quick, which is why they're one of the top picks in the game right now. Forward lumber camp!
Yo, it's Vivi. 100%. Is he going to send one of these villagers to the side? If he sends one to the side and towers that main gold against the wall, it's Vivi.
It's the dragon. Yeah, I mean, Dave and I talked about it in the talk show. If you missed it, might not be a bad idea to look at it on YouTube. We talked about all the player identities. Vivi tends to go forward, and then he will oftentimes sneak one villager around to get a value tower up. And I believe if he knew that this wood line was there, regardless of who he is, Dave, he'd probably try and tower it. But I guess since he realized that Green was going to have the defense up, he just said, screw it, I'm going to chop wood.
Very smart, putting a tower there. Like, you could say that's a waste of stone, putting it on that gold, but he realizes that if Blue gets a tower down in that area,
yeah,
it's going to be a huge pain.
And that said, also Erik the Red doesn't know too much about what Willy Wallace is doing. Okay, did you notice the reaction time there? He sent in the weak scout, and Blue turned around and whacked it with the Vil. But yeah, the scout is going to scout around, and okay, Erik the Red sees that Willy Wallace is not on gold, so he knows that he doesn't need to be worried about any archers. But I agree, Dave, that preemptive tower, very smart one.
I think we're dealing with two very good players here. Even though Green's walled up like this, his reactions have been really sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really tough to tell, and I think even yesterday after watching all those sets of games, I initially had some guesses, but I thought about it, and I think they were emotional guesses. You know, I saw a quirk or two, and in the middle of the cast, I got emotional because I thought it was close, and I was like, oh, it must be this person, and then I had some review later on, and oh my god, look at Erik the Red! He almost baited Willy Wallace's scout to its death there. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, that was a nice play. So both players have kind of settled down here.
Yeah.
I think they both realize that pushing out at this stage, well, Green obviously isn't going to do it, but Blue realizes that he can't really get into Green space, so he's going to use the Slav advantage.
Yes.
And try and get up to Castle Age faster, get his eco rolling.
Yeah, and interesting, Blue is just now going to stone. He was not on stone at all with that first tower, which kind of makes me question it, but you know, it means his economy was stronger. And he's 200 food behind, but he's Slavs. So I think Willy Wallace will probably catch right up with the food count and be able to hit Castle Age around the same time as Erik the Red. Dude, Erik the Red is getting to his conquistadors, though. There's no stopping it if you're Willy Wallace.
Do you go... See, Willy Wallace is looping two villagers around now to that wood line. He's got the spearman waiting there, so he's going to put a tower. Do you go for a smush if you're in Willy Wallace's position? Do you put all the pressure on Erik the Red?
No, I don't think you can commit siege and monks, but what I do think you can afford to do is boom and then go to monastery defense.
Maybe.
Yeah, go 2 Monastery. It actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Just trying to think about where he might place CCs.
Dude,
but
if he towers that wood line and then towers the wood line on the right,
yeah.
green has nowhere to go.
Well, the thing about walling up in Age of Empires 2 is, sure, you're going to be safe, but you give up full map control. And so green has kind of invited this on himself. It could have happened a lot earlier. I think that Willy Wallace will probably be disappointed he couldn't do this earlier. But yeah, there's the tower, man. That's a perfect placement as well. Erik the Red won't know it's coming, and that will be super annoying throughout the rest of the game.
And I think blue kept that spearman there so that if green was palisade scanning,
Yeah.
it would get the red thing, and like he couldn't tell if it was a tower or a unit.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's just the small things, right? I like how Erik the Red has sent the spearman into blue's base again, just scouting to see what he's up to. But Dave, I expect to see TCs for blue, but he needs to have an answer to the Conquistadors. Conquistadors, if Spanish had an insane eco bonus, Conquistadors would be the most overpowered unit in the game. The only reason we don't see them often is because Spanish don't have an eco bonus, and they don't have maps like this where they can wall often. It's an insane unit, man, and in numbers can kill anything.
It makes Arambai, like...
Yeah.
Conquistadors are better versions of Arambai. They're just more expensive, and they're really hard to keep their production up.
Dave.
And blue's looping around to the right-hand side, and I think green should drop that castle right up against that that wood line, and blue's actually going for siege knight. Okay.
I find the Siege Workshop edition fascinating, but it's obvious to me that Willy Wallace knows that his opponent's taking wood there. This has to be, like, everything that Vivi does is what Willy Wallace is doing here, because that tower, as we said at the beginning, is so typical of Vivi to try and tower every resource. He knows that green went over there. He's just going to finish that off with a tower. This might be the dragon.
It might be. Green actually made a pretty decent castle.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's just he doesn't have the upgrades yet to kill the other tower. He needs to get control of that wood line, though, and now he's going to the wood line at the front. Okay.
Pikeman for Willy Wallace. I mean, some of this is very peculiar. The Siege Workshop, I mean, he could pressure for a little while, but the Conquistadors are then going to kill the siege. And the Pikeman choice doesn't make a lot of sense to me against enemy Conquistadors.
If you keep them far enough in front of your mangonel, the conks can't really get in there. And now here comes the monastery. The smush is on, my friend.
You called it, man. You called it. So smush stands for Siege Monk. Siege Monk Push, I think, is what it's an abbreviation for. So, but here's the deal, man. 3 Conquistadors can snipe that Mangonel. 3 Conquistadors can snipe the Vills and can snipe any monks. So this is risky stuff. And I think Willy Wallace is recognizing that now. He's just waiting for these Conquistadors to run out so he can track them. I like that a lot.
Well, I don't think green can really... If blue gets rolling here, I don't think green can engage this army on the front. So blue needs to... Willy Wallace needs to wall up his base.
Well,
and he's on stone, so he could afford to do that.
I think he needs TCs. Like, if you get TCs, okay, there's a TC on the back that gives you an extra eco building and also some protection.
Yeah, look at where green's going. Right to his base.
Yeah. See, this is tough, man. 6 Conquistadors can snipe knights. It's like it's stronger than a knight, and it has range. It's ridiculous, and it's just as mobile as well. Normally, you'd need some monks here, but for Willy Wallace, this is extremely dangerous right now.
Well, he's got pikemen, he's got 4 knights back, and I think what he's going to try and do is draw this conch army away until he builds up his numbers.
Yeah, possibly.
Or just lose all his units. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
what do I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, he obviously knew that the Conquistadors would be coming. This is why I didn't agree with the forward buildings, because now he doesn't have anything at home, despite denying those resources. And so, all according to plan right now for Erik the Red, choosing Spanish on Arabia, which is a risky pick. He's picked off knights, he's picked off villagers. He's chasing down these villagers. Willy Wallace will go for conversion.
He's got to get lucky with this time.
No.
Here. Nope.
It's conks are insane.
Yeah, he got a little too greedy with this unit comp.
Yeah, I agree. I think he tried to do too much.
Why so many knights? Like,
and the Mangonel, is the Mangonel going to survive? No. Like, all of this will probably die. You have to go what I said. I think 2 Monastery at home and boom. You really have no other choice. And it's always going to be tough if Spanish get to this. I have to say, man, Erik the Red, he had a strategy choice. He took the risk. He's playing against a player who obviously knows how to take that map control, but he's looking good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't agree with the 2 monasteries back. I think he could have pushed if he had stonewalled his base.
Yeah, that's true.
You just gotta stonewall your base, you know?
I think it's a lot of time to stonewall and resource investment. He is on 3 TCs now, and he has a Slav economy, right? There's only a 1 villager difference. Make that 2. It could make that 3.
It's gonna
more.
be
Yeah, now a defensive monastery for Willy Wallace. You also have to consider that he has a lot more idle time. Erik the Red just sniping another villager. These conquistadors are so difficult to stop, Dave.
Well, look at where he's got his 4th TC.
Blue?
It's in the corner.
That's Vivi, man. That has Fat Dragon written all over it. That seems so much like Vivi. Those were the vills from the stone. He just ran them forward and said, oh, sure, let's just build a TC in the random corner.
And it looks like he's kind of willing. He's not really responding to this conch army. It looks like he's kind of willing. He's like, yeah, you'll take a few villagers here or there, but I'm going to outpop you eventually.
Yeah, it's like, you kill 5, but I'll create 10. So
yeah, and he's going to make another TC on the left-hand side, I think, too.
Wow, it's just going for the crazy boom here. He does have the resources for a TC. Yeah, he is. He's going for TCs everywhere. Well, I mean, I guess it's a strategy choice, man, but it still doesn't give him an answer to these conchs. And honestly, if Erik the Red were to just run out with a vill, build a single siege workshop with rams, he would start taking down all of these TCs. Another monk gets sniped. Erik the Red is so quick with these conquistadors.
But is he making enough damage right now?
I think he is. Look at the vill difference. It's 11, and then blue has a lot more idle time, and blue's investing a lot into TCs. I mean, eventually the conquistadors drop off if this gets to imp, but this is what you want as Spanish to gain a big advantage in the castle age.
Oh, and green just found, Erik the Red just found that TC on the left, so he's going to know blue has spread out in that direction.
Yeah.
I love the way he's splitting up his conchs.
Yeah.
Harassing both sides.
I mean, the way that he's been stopping as well and getting these pickoffs is absolutely insane. Dave, 27 kills for Erik the Red and 3 deaths. He's only lost 3 units in this game. That is almost unheard of.
And blue just can't make babies fast enough here, man.
Yeah. He's trying.
Can't pump out the vills fast enough.
He's trying. But he's losing too much, and the big thing that I always have to remind people of is the efficiency. So blue's had to garrison a lot. Let's see if he can finally get a conversion. He hasn't converted 1 yet, and he's
had bad luck.
He still can't get a conversion.
Look at this, though. Look at the TC on the left, the TC on the right, and the main batch of conchs. He's got 3 armies harassing the eco, and he split up the conchs on the left, too. This is insane. Green is a very good player.
Oh, wow. Okay, so day 2 of Hidden Cup. This is the other half of the round of 16. So there's 8 players. We don't know who any of them are, but there's 8 players we didn't see yesterday. There were a lot of players on day 1, Dave. A lot of people. Actually, 2 people were voted as Viper yesterday. And then we have this guy, and I think chat might be thinking, geez, this guy's pretty dominant as well.
Okay, blue's coming in with a Mangonel. Shooting downhill. Let's see if green responds.
Okay, he gets hit. I mean, he does have 6 different groups.
Oh, not Viper. Not Viper.
Not Viper, yeah. Confirmed to not be Viper. Doubt confirmed. Oh, man. Okay, again, Willy Wallace hoping for conversions. Okay, he finally gets one, but even if he gets 2, it's not going to be good enough, because these conchs are still in numbers. Dave, Erik the Red is halfway to the Imperial Age, and Willy Wallace is nowhere near.
Yeah.
The micro, this micro is really, really good. And it almost feels to me like it's a low lag game. Do you agree?
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, the way he's microing his conchs, it's very confident.
Yeah, something tells me that wherever these people are from, they might be close-ish, and Erik the Red is probably going to build another castle here. He's going to build it nice and forward right on that stone, and I don't know if Willy Wallace can do anything here, Dave. He might need to tap out once the trebuchets start coming out of the castle.
Oh, he's definitely got to tap out. Once this castle goes down, there's what can you do?
Yeah. Yeah, and he sees the castles going up. And I mean, I can appreciate the fact that Willy Wallace has tried to spread his units out all around. And I do think he's a very good player, but the situation he fell into against Spanish was always going to be bad for him. And yeah, a capped ram coming in immediately for Erik the Red, hoping to continue with the Conquistadors, I think, and go Rams as well.
So he sees the green has 3 TCs. He sees the green is imp.
Yeah.
He knows he's lost, like, how many units now? 100 no, 43.
43.
Sorry, I'm not used to capture H yet. I'm looking at the wrong numbers.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, he knows it's a bad situation. I think that it might be thinking, oh, but I'm Slavs. Maybe. Because his strategy is to just boom in the other areas of the map.
Oh, look at the micro on the right side. 2 mangonels going down. Only doesn't even lose a single conch. I think that was a conch that Blue converted, and now
the game is over. GG called. Willy Wallace taps out. Dave, I don't think Willy Wallace got to show us his skill set in this. I think that Erik the Red took a risk picking Spanish in game 1, hoping that he would get a map where he could perform this strategy, and it paid off.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it at the beginning, right? Spanish is heavily dependent on map in Arabia, and he got a great map. He walled early. Even with that amount of walls, very little idle time for him at the start of the game, and he just showed off his skills here.
Yeah, for me, like Hidden Cup Arabia can be very closed off at times, so there's a risk associated with it, but it shows that the player has prepared, right? It shows that he's thought it through, realizes that Spanish could possibly work there, and to beat Slavs, which is a very common pick from other pro players, as impressive stuff. Here's a look at the KD, the achievements for you guys. 54 units killed for Erik the Red, and he had more food, more wood, less wood, more stone, and more gold. So he had more food than the guy who has faster farmers. That is all because of the amount of kills he was able to get with his conchs. And we'll move on to one of the home maps for William Wallace next. The way this tournament is set up, for those who are wondering, is we don't know who the players are. So there's 16 pro players, a prize pool of over $10,000. So as we're casting, we're trying to guess who they might be, and the players also didn't know who they were playing. Once someone loses a game, we then play the next game on one of their home maps. So Willy Wallace has El Dorado and Arabia Regicide, which is super fascinating. We're going to see one of those 2 maps next, and then you can see the civilizations that the players have on either side. But I think Willy Wallace is a player who prepared, Dave. He had to pick these maps.
Yeah.
You're not convinced?
I don't know. After the last Hidden Cup,
yeah, that's true.
So many of our predictions were terrible. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to, stake my reputation behind anything. I will say that I think Erik the Red is one of the top 5 players.
Okay.
After that.
All right. Well, I'm curious to see more games from him. I just do want to let people know who are watching the stream. Yesterday, the total votes winner, because we will do votes after each set to see who our viewers think the players are. The total votes winner yesterday was Jordan 23. The most winner votes was for the Viper. And then the most loser votes was for Jordan 23, sadly. But we had Jordan 23. Listen to this. MVL was voted as 1 person yesterday. A Viper was voted as 2 people yesterday. Leary was voted as 2 people yesterday. It's all over the place, and it just shows that we really have no clue. We really have no clue, which is really fun for me. All right.
I love how Hidden Cup helps us appreciate the skill that all these players have.
Yes. It's such a good point.
Without looking through the tinted glasses like you usually do with great players, right? Or a player has a reputation of not being maybe a top 10, but like a top 15 player, and you're kind of like, well, he's not as good as the top 5.
Yeah.
They can still be really, 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 really good players, even though they're not winning tournaments on a consistent basis, right?
Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. I think there's a lot of that where if you see Viper do a play, you're like, wow, Viper's a god. And then you see someone else do it, and because it doesn't have the name or the reputation, you might not appreciate it as much. And that's not the case for everyone. I think you and I are pretty good at viewing it for what it is. But Hidden Cup 2 definitely makes it so people are able to appreciate it. We're going to hop into the next game now and hope that Willy Wallace can get a bit of a comeback going. He needs to, otherwise he'll be down 2 games. And just loading up Capture Age, and we'll hop right into this. And to everyone who's here right now, I'm aware we have a viewer record on the stream. I'm going to keep the games going for you all. I'm gonna keep the action rolling. Thank you guys for being a part of this and being here for Hidden Cup day number 2. We have El Dorado, the home map pick for Willy Wallace. This is the first time that we've seen El Dorado in the main event of Hidden Cup. Willy Wallace is playing as the Chinese. This is probably why he chose the Chinese, and because it's the best civ on this map. And then we have Aztecs for Erik the Red, and I would say, Dave, that Aztecs is probably second, third, fourth, pretty close behind Chinese when it comes to the civ rankings.
Yeah, I'd put like Chinese, Mayans, Aztecs in the top 3 for this map. Like,
yeah,
Chinese are. This map is so good for them, though. You start with those extra villagers, and because you have that deep fish,
yep,
you will not have any idle time at the beginning.
yeah.
It's such a nice boost.
There was someone watching the rerun on Twitch last night, and he said, what happened over the past few years where Chinese is getting picked all of a sudden? And
Past few months.
Past few months, yeah. And I didn't explain to the viewer at the time, but someone else did, that because Chinese didn't have that early food on the old maps, they struggled getting the Vil production going. Oh my god! And speaking of no food, Erik the Red is here. He's going to steal the pig.
It's MBL.
MBL confirmed. And, you know, how Erik the Red played last game, it could have been MBL, but it also could have been literally everyone else, so. Okay, well, there goes the lame. I don't see the scout for Willy Wallace, but dude, Willy Wallace is stealing sheep. He just stole 5? 5 sheep?
How can both players be MBL? I don't understand.
That's true. It's MBL versus MBL, and Willy Wallace is now looking for this pig, and I think that Erik the Red must realize that Willy Wallace is hunting him down. He's going the long way around.
But so is Willy Wallace.
Yeah. He's looking for him. How does he know? Willy Wallace does not have line of sight on this. He does not know. He's just hoping the boar will come into the fog of war.
Well, he's got to know because he can't go through the middle.
Yeah.
Both players can see the middle. His sheep all went to the south in like a line.
Yeah.
So he's got to know that the boar is up here somewhere. But like he's going really far up there, and Green's going even farther north. This is crazy.
Well, Dave, this is going to take a long time, and this tells me again that these are 2 players who are playing with pretty low pings, because this is more risky with a lot of lag. What Willy Wallace did was he scouted all of this, so if at any point Erik the Red started coming towards the TC,
he's going to find it.
He would see the boar.
He's going to find it, man. Oh, this is ridiculous.
These are 2 very good players. Oh my god. One of these players...
Green's going back to the middle? Is he taking it back?
Oh my god. There's no way Green... There's no way Green should survive from this, though. Erik the Red says no in the chat. We're 6 minutes into the game right now, guys. We're 6 minutes into a game. The pig is still chasing this eagle. It's going back the other way.
This reminds me of a Viper versus MBL match so much.
Where is he going? He's looping back around. He's doing the loop-de-loop. Oh my god. I've never seen anything like this. Okay.
Nice block by Blue, but Green keeping the attention, and Blue finally got the boar's attention off of Green's eagle, but I mean, it's too late for it to really have an impact now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the damage was done there in a sense because Erik the Red was able to keep that food away from Willy Wallace. We didn't get to look at the economies of the players throughout that. I'm keeping an eye on the Vil count, and the Vil count seems pretty consistent with that Chinese 2 Vil lead. You know, remember Blue did have the sheep. So the fact that Blue is able to click up because he got the extra sheep is great. He's probably going to get his pig here. Geez, we should probably talk about the map a little bit. I apologize that we didn't get to because of the lame, but basically, you have 2 tiles of gold and stone next to your base. You start with this quicksand terrain where you have the fish. That'll run out pretty quickly. And then all the focus is on the center, which is visible for both players. The gold and the stone there will need to be where players go.
Don't lose your scout. Oh, no.
He got trapped
Willy
in.
Wallace.
Wow, that is quite fascinating stuff, Dave. I really feel like we have two of the best players in the tournament playing each other here in the round of 16. This is high-level stuff, and Willy Wallace will be in Feudal Age faster with an extra villager, and it will be Man-at-Arms for Erik the Red, and I'm going to assume Scouts will be the play for Willy Wallace. Yeah, almost seems like he will shoot for Scouts here. I've liked this set so far, man. First set that we've casted together. Cannot complain whatsoever. This has been sweet, sweet stuff.
Yeah, Willy Wallace dropping a stable now. I always find it interesting on this map when players decide to commit for the middle.
Yeah.
Because, like, at the beginning, when this map first started getting popular, you saw the middle commitment, like, right away.
Yeah.
On a lot of games. But now players are waiting because you have that gold in your base. You've got some time to get your eco and military stabilized before you have to commit there. And will blue be able to wall up before green even gets here?
Yeah, it's risky to wall at this point. I get it from
slow.
the eco standpoint, but it's risky. Oh, hold on a second. He might spot
He's got the
this.
scout.
He could
got the
kill
scout
the
if he
eagle and
quick
quick wall
walls
it. Build a gate. Gate.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, nice play there. Now, this is still going to be difficult because these Man-at-Arms are going to shred the gate pretty quickly, but it does give Willy Wallace a bit of time. He's open on the other side, which actually might help him because green thinks, oh, there's a hole, and by the time green gets over there, the hole's going to be blocked off.
And he's got he's fully walled now.
Yeah, blue's walled off.
If he commits to defending this wall, then green either has to send villagers forward or
Spears.
Yeah.
Spears, yeah. Green is going to send a few spears forward. Blue's just getting a few hits in here. Guys, something that is important on this map is protecting your farm space. You cannot farm around your TC like every other map, so if green would have got in there, then that would have significantly weakened Willy Wallace's food income. And I agree, Dave, back to the center thing. I think the first person that goes to the center normally is at a disadvantage, so I'll be really curious to see who goes there first.
Ooh, green losing a spearman. Getting 2 hits, not really the best trade ever.
Yep.
I like how blue's walled so much area, though. You were talking about farm space?
Yeah.
That's something I see people get punished for all the time when they wall themselves into a small little area on this map. Because that.
Oh, there's a hole, Dave! There's a hole! No!
How? How did you not wall that?
It's tough to spot. I guess he just figured it was walled off.
You know,
There's
this
a
might
hole.
be bad for green, though. This might be bad for green. He has no spear support here.
True.
This might be a next level play by blue, like, oh yeah, there is a hole there.
Come on in, buddy. Come on in.
Green can't win this fight. He can't even take a good fight here.
Now, the only thing he can do is kill that weak scout and hope he kills another one after that.
This is bad for green.
I think it was just a matter of time, though, right? If anything, green is probably happy that blue's focus is now not at his base, but is back in his own territory. So we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't think green's going to be happy that there's going to be 6 scouts roaming around the map.
Oh, no. He's definitely not going to be happy with that, man. And scouts into skirmishers and archers is so dominant. So dominant versus what Mezzo will go with. I like how Erik the Red is relying a little bit more on eagles than he is archers because of that weakness. But, you know, he's getting the walls up here himself, Dave, but he has a few holes and a few gaps he needs to fill. And he doesn't have it feels like he doesn't have near as much space, and I think that's just because he has more wood in that back corner.
Yeah.
It's a lot more compact because of that, I guess.
It feels like he lost those spearmen really easily.
Yeah.
Like if he had kept them with the man-at-arms, let's say he attacks that stable and has the man-at-arms there just attacking the stable with the spearmen.
Another spear goes down, Dave.
Yeah.
And Bloodline's on the way for these scouts. These scouts are going to be really tough to deal with, but at the same time, Blue needs to be careful that he doesn't lose his army.
Walls.
The quick wall from Erik the Red traps him in here.
Oh, another house! Oh, this is such a great play. See you later, scouts.
Oh, God, there's 3 spearmen, there's eagles. A villager dies. But I think that all Green wanted to do was kill these scouts, and Willy Wallace has been trapped.
Well, he got his payback. I mean, he went into Willy Wallace's base when he probably shouldn't have.
Yep.
And Willy Wallace went into Erik the Red's base when he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, he returned the favor, didn't he? Dave, that was the first time, not the first time we've seen a quick wall, but the first time we've seen a bunch of quick little houses and palisades. That's something that Viper is known for, so just putting that out there for the viewers at home. I also like how green has created one skirm. That one flag on top of the archery range might make blue think that there's a huge commitment into archers, and then blue might make some skirmishers. That said, though, Willy Wallace is still on the way to Castle Age, Dave, and he's going to go 2 stable knights, which is the correct play.
Yeah, you can see how the Chinese early advantage just kind of snowballs with the eco.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I don't know if he thinks green is committing though, because he saw the eagles. Like,
Yeah.
who's gonna go eagles archers?
Well, I think if he thought that, then he would not be going too stable. So, and oh, I like how now Willy Wallace is creating a scout.
Green's gonna commit to the middle, or he's sending 5 villagers. He's gonna watchtower there. He needs access to gold, obviously, if he's going eagles.
Yeah. And blue is going to scout that. I like that. A lot of players won't do this, where they create one single scout just to see what's going on. They prefer to save the food for their knights.
Well, he's gonna miss it, but he'll see it now.
Yeah, it's in the
has
center.
Visibility on the middle.
Dave, how good is Chinese on this map? Look at that castle time difference.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you get an early eco advantage like that, it snowballs, right? Like, it multiplies.
Yep.
And oh, blue's attacking 1 villager on the stone. That's kind of annoying.
Yeah, gaining the hill advantage as well. Also getting the forging upgrade. She's
He'll
dead.
Kill her.
Yeah. All right.
See you later.
Well, KD's fairly even, 9-9. Blue, in my eyes, has the lead here because of how secure he's made his base and the fact that he hits Castle Age faster, making knights. But the point of the map, Dave, is to get to the center. He could run out of gold.
How does green secure that center area? Does he go pikeman? Does he research pikeman, or does he just stick with eagles?
Pikeman and eagle. You need that combo, and it's difficult to get those upgrades in early Castle Age. So it's going to be a tough task for him. And I think monks as well. You know, a few monasteries is always going to be good as Aztecs.
Yeah, you got to make sure you have firm control of that gold, though, if you're investing in monks and eagles. That is a very expensive composition.
What is she doing?
She's going around to tower the other side. Watch, she's going to tower the edge of that to secure the other side of that golden stone.
Possibly, yeah. She's looping
or
around.
Or she's going to build a siege workshop.
Or that, yeah. I think she had other things in mind. Siege workshop. This is an odd place for a siege workshop, though. I almost feel like he's going to use this siege to try and attack Erik the Red's main base instead of going after the center.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's risky, though, because same story, right? It's gold intensive, knights and siege, and he's only got 1 pile of gold left.
Yeah.
Actually, he's got no piles of gold in a couple seconds here.
Yeah, he has how much gold there? 100 gold remaining, and he's not thinking about going to the center. This guy is taking some big risks. And
okay,
the spears are there for Erik the Red. Now. You can't fight those spearmen here. Erik the Red defends. He is pikeman.
Yeah, and blue's going forward with a town center on the middle now. He's got knights going to that location, only sending 5 villagers.
Okay, now this fight is good for Willy Wallace. For some reason, Erik the Red sent his pikemen away. That was a very good reaction from Willy Wallace to turn around. And there he is with the TC, Dave. This is what El Dorado is all about.
Oh,
Close
good
quarters.
mangonel shot.
Close quarters.
Good mangonel shots from Willy Wallace. He's going to win this fight.
Wow, the mangonel saving the day.
Never mind what we were saying.
Yeah.
And he's killing the monks in the center. He's got the villagers in the tower. This looks like a firm turnaround here for Willy Wallace.
Wow, Erik the Red's biggest problem was that we didn't think he had the military to hold it. Then he gets the pikeman upgrade, but blue takes a trade versus the pikeman, the eagles, and he kills that monk, and now he has access to gold, Dave.
And now he's coming forward with the siege workshop to counter this, but I don't... You know, I think Willy Wallace was taking that fight under the TC. You were kind of questioning it a bit.
Yeah.
I think he was taking it to keep those units over there so they couldn't interrupt what he was doing at the middle.
That's a good point.
And then once he got the Mangonel out, got some good shots. He could suddenly take the fight.
The Knights win this fight. The Knights will win this
Yep.
fight. Knights versus Pikemen. If Knights have more numbers, they win easily.
It's over.
It almost feels like it is because Erik the Red has no control on the center.
And now he's into the farms back here. Hopefully he doesn't get walled out, but he's going to go kill the pikeman first. And yeah, Erik the Red knows it's over.
And calls the GG. The strategy for both players had to be getting the center because they'd run out of gold pretty quickly. Man, I love how Willy Wallace played that. The fact that he distracted the units, as you said, Dave, got the Siege Workshop up, made the Mangonel work, and then he sniped the Monk. He did 3 different things at once there. It was really impressive.
That was a really sick turnaround because I thought I was in the same camp as you. I was like, how's Willy Wallace going to take this back with no access to gold?
Yeah, he had just run out as well. So if it didn't happen for him then, it would have been more and more difficult as the game went on. So the score is now 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Willy Wallace ties it up. This is not surprising to me after seeing the first game. I knew Willy Wallace had lost the first game, but I could tell he was a solid player. And he used his home map to his advantage there, Dave. I knew it would be important to have these home map picks, and he chose Chinese as his first civ, had El Dorado as one of the home maps, so he got a slight civ advantage, and he had a game plan. Here's a quick look at the achievements for the viewers here. It was 40 kills for Willy Wallace. Obviously, the important thing was getting gold on that map, and he would have had all the gold, so Erik the Red wouldn't have had any more in the bank. But huge food difference, huge wood difference. I think that Chinese are by far the best civ on that map, so players in the future could be using that for their home map.
That was sick. This is going to be a sick set, dude.
Yeah, this is good. I almost wish this would be the last set of the day because this has been so solid so far.
I remember the Boiler. I've forgotten about the Boiler.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-minute odyssey. He went all the way around the map.
Yeah, the boar thing was hilarious. And that, we'll have to see more games, Dave. It's tough for me because I thought a player yesterday was legitimately MBL and could have been legitimately Viper. And now I'm thinking MBL Viper. The reality is, everyone's so damn good at this game that's in this tournament. Okay, so let's talk about the maps and the civs briefly. Erik the Red has Cup and Cross as his home maps, and he has Vikings, Berbers, and Mongols. What are your thoughts on that?
I love the Vikings pick.
Yeah.
Mongols and Berbers. I don't know. They're solid civs, but I'm kind of questioning them a little bit.
They can be iffy at times, right? Depending on the map he chooses them for. Then you have Huns, Japanese, and Incas for Willy Wallace. I think that Huns is the best civ for Cross, so Willy Wallace has that. If indeed Erik the Red plays that for this home map. Japanese is also good on Cross, though, and good on Cup. And then Incas, it's probably not a pick for Cup or Cross. Maybe that'd be saved for the Arabia Regicide. Either way, we will get the party started here. Keeping it moving, man. We're keeping it moving. This is great. Guys, is Dave's audio good? I just saw one person say that Dave needs to be a little bit louder. I figured
there's always somebody.
Yeah. I think it's probably good. All right, thank you, chat. Sweet. So here we are, game number 3. And Willy Wallace. This is the in-game chat, Dave. Willy Wallace says multi-queue, MQ. So this guy likes to use multi-queue. That doesn't tell us much, but it tells us something. So, guys, welcome. Game number 3 in Hidden Cup number 2. This is day 2 of 4 days. Tomorrow will be all the quarterfinals, and tomorrow will be on Sunday will be the semifinals and the finals. Willy Wallace is in the blue. Erik the Red is in the green. And already, Dave, we have another lame.
That was quick.
That was very quick. He didn't waste any time. I think.
And he's taking the sheep too.
This map is lame heavy because players realize that the positions are fixed. So there's really no guessing as to where your opponent might be. And oh my goodness, Willy Wallace taking the pig. Now, this could be risky because Erik the Red is right here to stop it.
Dude, he's taken 4 sheep as well. And I love the way he's sending those other 2 sheep up north.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Erik the Red took 2 sheep of his as well, and he's gonna try and stop the boar.
Yeah. They're sheep swapping, man. And now blue's going around in circles. We saw this last game. Oh my god. Now, see, this is the thing. It's super risky because if your opponent knows you're laming, they could kill your scout. So I think Erik the Red is better off here because he got the sheep. And oh my god, Willy Wallace, he's actually getting his boar now. Look, he has no sheep underneath his TC.
Yeah, I think he'll be in time.
Yeah.
Just in time. I don't know about laming on this map though, because you need your scout on this map.
Yeah.
You're so close to your opponent. Sneak could work here. Like a ton of things could work where you need your scout to find it.
And the lame fails. That's 2 games in a row where someone has tried to take an advantage by stealing the pig, and they have failed. Fortunately for Willy Wallace, his scout still remains alive, but he's now down resources, Dave. That's twice. Erik the Red tried it last game, and he fell behind. And now Willy Wallace has tried it this game, and he's fallen behind.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you think about these civs?
Yeah.
Huns versus Mongols.
Well, I like Mongols a lot more, honestly, because you have the pushable deer, always. You have the early boars. I shouldn't say a lot more, but I think that the way I've seen this played is that players will wall pretty heavily at their base. Erik the Red, for example, as we zoom out, could wall here, and then could wall the left-hand side even to wall in his stone. And then they go for, I guess, scouts into archers. I guess Huns offer a little bit more flexibility in Castle Age, though, Dave, because they could go cav archers or knights, whereas Mongols, they rarely want to invest into many knights and camels.
Mm-hmm. I think I favor Huns here.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely. Just because of the water element. And you can see Blue's already put a dock there, but he's put it in the small pond. You can't transfer from the small one to the big one.
Yeah.
And there's only, 600 and something food? 600.
I can tell you, actually. I can click all the fish. There's 3,000 food on all the fish,
But there's 675. I got Capture Age 2, folks. There's 675 food in this little pond.
Wait, can you shift click all the fish?
I just put my screen
Oh,
over
yeah,
and double
yeah,
click
just
the
zoomed
fish.
in, of course. Yeah. All right, 660 food, indeed, Dave. Indeed. And I don't like that dock location. Again, as Dave just said a moment ago, for those that haven't seen this, you can't cross your ships over this part of the land. So you're committing to less water, and it's also more in harm's way. If Erik the Red wants to send units forward, he'll be able to run on this amphibious terrain and kill those fishing ships. So I prefer what Erik the Red has done. I prefer the side that he has docked, and I think it's a safer play.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much more access to resources here, and he's got 3 fish like really close to his dock too.
Yeah.
And Blue's got to work for it. I mean, Blue's gonna be out of fish like a couple minutes into Feudal Age.
Yeah. I think the fishing aspect is overrated, personally, because there's only... You get a couple hundred food benefit, but your ships are so vulnerable. I think fishing in Dark Age is risky, whereas Erik the Red, you notice how he is not even built a fishing ship. I think he'll make fire galleys and demos on that side, and then he'll go scouts in the center, and then if he gets the map, maybe fish later on.
I mean, you definitely have to have a dock.
Yeah.
It's just so much map control. It's so important that you have a presence on the water.
Yep.
But I agree with you. The fish, if you're going to go for fish early, you should go up top for fish early, not down below.
Yeah, and Willy Wallace, I have to give the guy credit. He took the initiative to try and lame after evening up the series. He lost sheep. Was it 4 that he lost? He lost a lot of sheep. I think 4 was the correct number.
He lost 2 because he stole 4 from Erik the Red. He lost 2. So he's up 2 sheep, I think.
No.
Maybe not. Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
Look at the difference. No.
Okay, never mind.
But regardless, I think he was down a bit with resources. He has the weaker scout right now, so he's behind. And maybe he realized that fishing would be a great way to catch up. And that's not something that Erik has scouted. And also on top of that, Dave, he went back home and pushed his deer. So he's recovered. I don't like the building positions, though. Why is he building a stable there? That's weird.
Is he trying to hide it? I was wondering the same thing. It's very strange. Maybe he didn't plan as he was going up to Feudal Age, and he's like, oh crap, I need a stable.
Yeah. Well, Erik the Red has his 3 scouts, and as I said, these scouts can kill the fishing ships, but Willy Wallace has made a fire galley in the center, which is kind of fascinating. The scouts can avoid that, and the scouts see, this is what I meant, man. It's not worth it to dock this area. It doesn't make sense, Willy.
No, and you know what? The scouts could probably kill that fire galley too.
Yeah.
Although you don't really want to invest the time to do that when you can just keep sniping these fishing ships.
Yeah. Green is fishing on the other side. I think after seeing that blue is docked here, and look, he's attacking the fire, as you said, Dave. Erik the Red looking good.
That went down way faster than I thought it would.
Yeah, I thought that maybe a scout or two would die in the process. Power of Mongols. Just remember, this is the power of Mongols. Mongols drop off against Huns around this stage where Huns' flexibility kicks in. The Mongol hunt doesn't matter anymore. And then Huns should have an advantage from, well, this point till early Imperial Age. Pretty much until the Mongols would get the Mangadai out. So, Willy, it feels like he's slightly behind. It's mainly...
He definitely is.
Yeah, it's mainly
lost
the
his
control.
fish. And now Erik the Red has made 4 fish as well.
Oh, Dave.
It's a really solid build order from Erik the Red here.
Yeah, Erik the Red is definitely a player who has prepared, in my opinion. I do like how Willy has positioned his fish, though. He keeps sending it into the center of the water. Unfortunately, when they go to drop off resources, they will be in harm's way again. But he's microing the fishing ships. Hilarious.
Bring him back!
Oh! He's saving them! Kind of. So awkward. You can avoid all this awkwardness if you just dock the other side, you know? Because then the scouts won't find you as easily. They're dead. They're all gonna die. And Dave, how much food did he gain from that? He gained 400, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not a good look for him.
Yeah, not a good look for him at all. I like how many spearmen Green was able to create. And he just pokes down that last fishing ship. So Green has 1 villager less. Okay, they're even, 32 to 32. And he has 4 fishing ships. So he has the eco lead. And he definitely has had the military lead this game. 7 kills, 2 deaths, and they're both microing this. I'm going to switch the HP bars to green and blue so you can maybe get a greater idea of who's winning.
I think Blue's has the advantage here.
Yeah.
Green should have... he made a demo.
Okay.
I think he's waiting for a group of archers or spearmen to come.
On
He's
the
got
other
a demo
side.
in reserve.
Yeah.
So I think he's got to keep this scout around to maybe bait units from Blue over to that area.
Yep, it's possible, man. I think that this is where they'll both go into archers. And this is where that water control becomes oh so important. If you're not careful, the demo can snipe you, the fires can snipe you. And I think that Huns are better off here because they save the wood, they don't have to build the houses, they can make more archers, and then they can go into cav archers and cast lights. Oh, there's a demo! Oh, and Willy Wallace splits away from it. Oh, he's sending in 1 scout. Oh, wow, I don't know why the demo noise went off there.
I was thinking about that too. And now he's sitting on the fish.
Oh, he's hiding the demo because he doesn't want to waste it on 1 scout. This is brilliant. This is brilliant, man. Oh my god!
Oh!
What a map this is. I love this map so much. There's so many important elements to this. And I guess Blue will finally loop around to try and get into Green's base. Green is already walled up, though. This is, as what I said at the beginning, it's normal to wall up your base like this.
Imagine you're a fisherman, and you're being harassed by horses that can walk on water. Right? And then your buddy comes along with a ship filled with high explosive, and he's like, "Nah, here, it'll be fine."
I think I would probably ask for a raise. That would probably be my response to that. Okay.
We got 2 spearmen.
2 spearmen, yeah. I would definitely ask for a raise. Erik the Red has clicked up to Castle Age already. He's halfway there, Dave. So I think the extra food, possibly, just the extra control. Just a lot of things have gone in his favor. Willy Wallace has just clicked up behind him. There's a 90-second difference, which means that Green could get crossbow pretty quickly and maybe do some damage.
Green was pretty badly housed there, going up. Couldn't produce any military. Now he's got the archers coming out again.
Yeah. He doesn't have that many, so I guess while he could upgrade them, he's not going to have a ton. And I like how Blue is...
might pick a Vill.
With
Yeah, he's going to pick a Vill at Blue's base. Yep, and get out. almost scot-free. Never
He'll
mind.
kill. He can kill the spear if he were to attack that with his scouts. He could kill it, but there's so many things I'm trying to focus on at the moment, Dave. I mean, eventually Green could run out across, but then Blue could make a demo, right? So Green will have to be careful where he runs.
Another demo coming out for Green right now.
Yeah. But now it's going to be a lot less efficient to fish. Oh, God! Demo!
Just sit again. Oh, no. That's a waste.
Yeah, it's a waste, but I like how Green is sending his archers this way now. He's going to protect his fish. He loses one. But more importantly, Blue doesn't have the option to demo him. Blue is making a demo, but Green is avoiding that side. So really impressive stuff. Blue, this is tough, man. He's forced to micro against Crossbowman with Bodkin Arrow. He can't do anything except try and micro this.
With the threat of a demo ship coming out of nowhere, he's got to think about that as well. He can't go too deep.
Dave, he's in Castle Age. Is it too late? He's in Castle Age. He still can't fight this. Villagers are going to go down to this. Great micro from Willy Wallace to not lose much so far. But that's 2 vills down. That's 3 vills down.
5 or 6.
Oh, and whoever Erik the Red is, his stop micro is perfect. He realizes that once his opponent's crossbows are coming in, he needs to fight that. But he's killed so many villagers in the meantime. Wow. And look at the micro, dude. Erik the Red is out-microing William Wallace. This is impressive. From both now.
Yep. Oh my goodness, the comeback. Here we go.
I mean, it's so much better for Green because he's in his opponent's base, right? But this stop micro is wonderful from both of them. Again, feels like low lag games. Feels like it could possibly be the 2 Norwegians. But everyone thought that MBL and Viper played yesterday.
Okay, Green's coming forward with another group of crossbows. Blue has a demo ship there, pretty close.
Oh,
And he's sending it!
he could get half of them!
Oi, 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 oi!
He got 3 of them. That's still decent, man. That's still decent. And he's still chasing down these crossbows in the back of Willy Wallace's base. And he has a TC up on his gold. Maybe he can stabilize a little bit here. Remember, Huns can come back in this situation versus Mongols because of the flexibility they have. It's tough, though. 11 or 10 Vil lead for Erik the Red and tons of map control.
This is why I like the archer play from Green, but I don't really like archers on this map or crossbows on this map just because of the demo threat.
Yeah.
There's so many places you can't go.
Man, Erik is being so annoying. He still has these 3 crossbows here. He has in more groups here. He realizes this is very Viper-esque, man. Or it's a very wise player because he's not, at this stage, he's not trying to finish off his opponent with rams or anything crazy. He's just taking these small advantages. He's camping next to the ranges so Blue can't send more units out, delaying the farmers, giving himself a huge lead now. It's a 13 villager lead. Look at the economy for Erik.
Demo! Oh, and Ballistics is coming in now for Erik the Red as well, so I don't think these demos are going to be much of a threat with his micro.
No.
And these Cav Archers, as soon as crossbows get Ballistics, Cav Archers have some problems against them.
I like how Blue's trying to get the demo in here. Is sending the Cav Archers around, but the micro from Erik the Red is so good. He's sniping the demos. He's sniping the Cav Archers. He has 44 kills and 23 deaths. Erik the Red is a force to be reckoned with in this tournament. Holy shit.
This is filthy.
Yeah.
Like, has he lost a crossbow yet? No.
Is this...
He hasn't lost a single crossbow.
We're talking Viper O'Leary territory here when it comes to this micro and macro, I think. And this could be a complete overreaction, but this is disgusting. Willy Wallace is trying his best. I'm sure he's very disheartened at the moment because this is not looking good. It feels more like Leary to me than it does Viper. I don't know about you, but...
Well, the confidence to go in there.
Yeah.
The way he knew the demo was there. He knew there was Cav Archers with bloodlines.
Yeah.
He knew there was 2 archer ranges that could pump out units. He knew he couldn't go towards the TC because it'd just get garrisoned. He had 1 line to take and he had to micro perfectly, and he executed like just perfect.
Yeah, not many mistakes from him at all. And now he has 2 groups. This is insane. Still sniping villagers. 2 more villagers down for Willy Wallace. He just can't keep up with the numbers. 3 more villagers down. 4 more villagers down. And now, Erik the Red is going to defend from the Cav Archers. And Willy Wallace was hoping for some type of a counterattack. There's no way back for Willy Wallace in this game. This game is over.
And Erik the Red's even made a couple galleys. He's going to sit on those farms, sit on those ranges, and maybe even attack that TC if he upgrades them. And he's got the 2 groups of crossbows. Willy Wallace running with villagers again. His Cav Archers trying to come back to deal with these crossbows. They could actually wipe this up now if he gets close.
Yeah, wipe that up, but look at the Vil difference. It's a 20 Vil lead, and that's what Mongols need to get to the Mangadai. Oh my god, dude. Villagers are dying everywhere. This is ridiculous. This is a stomp. Poor Willy. You know, maybe if we would have named him William Wallace, he would have had more confidence going into these games. Willy is not very menacing, and Erik the Red is on his way up. Holy cow.
Oh my god, this is one of the most well-executed games I've seen in a long time. Holy...
Oh, man. And credit to Willy Wallace for continuing to try. I mean, I would have resigned a long time ago. I'm sure he knows it's probably over. But he's trying his best here. Jeez, man. The only thing I'd say is it's interesting how Erik the Red has not gone to his stone at all. He is just sticking with crossbow, and with it'll go into elite skirm as well. I mean, that will work because he's so far ahead, but that is not common at all amongst the pros to not go to stone as Mongols.
Well, I mean, he's going into more galleys as well. So he's going to take water control, completely wipe up this army from Willy Wallace.
Yeah.
And just keep map control over him.
Yeah.
And now here's the GG.
Willy Wallace calls it. No surprise at this point. Holy cow, man. That was so well executed. Now, Willy Wallace, we could still see as a very good player because of all the little micro moves at the beginning. But Erik the Red, I can't wait to see what the next game with him is. Like, because, geez, that was impressive. Now, that was one of his home maps, too. And that's surprising to me, because that means he prepared that, and it seems like his preparation paid off. The dock location was good, the unit composition was good, the civ was good. It was filthy, Dave. It was near perfection.
I found it fascinating. The one thing that interested me most about this game is the dock timing. When he started making the fishing ships and when he placed the dock. That was really interesting because he only started making them as he was going up to feudal age.
I think it's important to do that. I said it in the qualifiers a million times. If you dock the center area, which Willy Wallace did, it is a mistake if you're making fishing ships. If you dock early in Dark Age, it can be a mistake, because in early feudal, your opponent can use your scouts to snipe it. Again, when you have new maps, some players are going to prepare, some players might not prepare as much because they don't want to pick the maps. Erik the Red used that civ pick to his advantage there, and 75 kills for him. More food, more wood, more gold, domination, man. And Willy Wallace is fighting for his tournament life now. He needs to use his other home map, which will be Arabia Regicide.
Oh my god. Here we go, boys and girls.
Oh, I love it. So, I realize the viewer count is spiking like crazy. I realize the support right now is ridiculous. And apparently we're over 9,000. Guys, thank you everyone for the love and the support. We're going to just keep the action going here. We're not going to slow down. We'll have games all day today. Before we start, I guess, Dave, Vikings and Berbers available for Erik the Red, and Japanese and Incas available for Willy Wallace. What are your thoughts on the civs? What are you expecting?
Willy Wallace has a shot here to come back. Those are 2 very good civs.
Yeah.
Once again, questioning the Berbers for Erik the Red. I mean, they're a good civ.
Yeah.
But, yeah, questioning that. But from what I've seen from him, I assume that he has a plan.
Yep, you're definitely right on that. He has to have a plan. And I'm ready to see it. I hope you guys like lames, because there's going to be more lames here. There's king. You start with a king, you start with a barracks. And that means that you'll get closer to your enemy pigs than in any other game. I'll load up into the game here in just a moment, and we'll be in game number 4. I think I used the old version of Capture Age for the last one. I'm going to use the new version this time. Okay, here we are, guys. Game number 4 between Willy Wallace and Erik the Red. They're sticking with their colors. We have Arabia Regicide, and as you can see here, guys, players have a king. So each player has a king. If they lose that king, they are out of the game. They're defeated. Willy Wallace is hoping he can probably snipe Erik the Red's king, and Erik the Red's king is right here, coming forward. Now, Erik the Red doesn't have to worry about losing this thing because it's faster for whatever reason than any unit. But the point is, Dave, I think that with the amount of scouting you can get with the kings, it gives you so much crucial scouting intel, and you can even stop lames with it if need be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really different dynamic than normal Arabia, and I know usual Regicide you get like a castle and extra resources, but this one standard res.
Yeah.
So
standard resources and the barracks start. So I had spoken to a few pros prior to adding this to the map pool, and the idea was to add more flexibility because every pro has a build order. And they normally stick to those build orders. They stick to the barracks timing, all of those things. But
here comes the lame.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it. Yeah, I'm watching that right now when I'm zoomed out like this. But if you add the barracks into the equation, I think it allows you to drush earlier, allows you to make man-at-arms earlier, allows you to do a lot of things. Oh my God, Dave. I think we're about to see it.
MBL.
Is it MBL? Here he comes.
He's trying to block the villager and... Oh, Erik the Red tried the house trick.
Whoa!
To get the boar.
Whoa! I've never seen that. The boar changed the boar's direction. It didn't stop the boar. It changed the boar's direction. He placed 2 houses, and it was like a maze for the pig, and the pig still gets brought in. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
That was unbelievable. Now, some of you might think that was a mistake, but the way he placed those foundations, it looked... like, oh my God, it looked like he did it on purpose.
It did, because a pro player might make the mistake once on a bad day. They might misclick once, because the strategy there, if you're going to get lamed, is to build a house foundation to stop the pig from attacking your vill, because otherwise your vill will be blocked and you'll lose it. But if you misclick it twice like that, it almost seems intentional, Dave. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it's not a misclick twice if it's intentional, but you know what I mean.
That was insane. I've never seen that when another player has their scout hanging around, or their eagle hanging around, try and lame your villager.
I haven't seen that in a rated game. I haven't seen that in a tournament game. That is a first for me, and that is a first for most people here as well. So Blue's lame attempt denied. Erik the Red...
Green's gonna try and lame with his king!
has his king, and now Willy Wallace is gonna be down a villager! Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, I've never seen someone lame a villager with a king. That was such balls. The balls.
I mean, the king can do that as long as you don't run into the DC. The possibility's there. I kind of feel like Willy Wallace should have expected it because his king was here watching everything going down. But what a start to this game. Again, Arabia Regicide offers some different strategies. We'll see some different things. Man, I feel bad for Willy Wallace, though. Like, this guy needs a victory. He's obviously a good player, but he's facing off against one of the best in round 1.
The plays so far from Erik the Red have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's 2 things I've never seen in a game before, in a high-level game before. Never seen that.
Yeah.
Within the space of 2 minutes.
And we're only 7 minutes into the game, so more things could be coming here. Erik the Red is pushing in some deer at home now. And he's Vikings. We haven't talked about the civs. Vikings versus Incas. Vikings is an amazing civ to face off against Incas, I think. But Incas, maybe if they get to their masked eagles or their slingers or their champions, some of their strong options, they could find the answers to Vikings.
And, I mean, Willy Wallace, say what you will about his start. It hasn't been the greatest, but he does have a really good map. He's got a really good map.
Yeah, I agree. I think, though, that Erik the Red's map is almost just as good. That cliff there, helping him out in a big way. He's working to get his walls up now. And, Dave, do you see how he's not building a barracks? You see how he's creating the militia from the barracks on the back? That's the added flexibility that I was referring to. And Blue is also creating militia out of his barracks, so it will be a man-at-arms opening for both.
Yeah, and I think the Men-at-Arms opening for Erik the Red is more to give him time
Yeah.
to wall up his base, because usually when you're Vikings, you want to get your base walled, you want to take advantage of your eco bonus, and then you win in like early imp, right?
Ooh, I'm not sure Erik the Red should take this fight. The Eagles are stronger in Dark Age. Yeah, and he backs out of that fight. I like how the King's here, like, hey, what's up, man? The King who is gonna go home and tell his people that he's just lamed the opponent. Just passing, just passing.
All right, it's about that time in the game where you put your king away.
Yes.
You put him in a corner somewhere.
And you could throw a game. That's the thing with this as well. You could have the lead, you could ungarrison your king, and you could throw a game. Very, very dangerous stuff.
Oh, we've definitely seen it before.
Backed. Yeah, Backed is known for losing his kings. He's done it well over half a dozen times since I've been around. Erik the Red has his Man-at-Arms. Viking Man-at-Arms will have more HP. And unfortunately for Blue... Okay, Blue gets the upgrade first.
Better start.
Yeah.
Better start to the fight for Blue. Targeted the one militia. And Green actually just canceled his Man-at-Arm upgrade.
That's a smart move, though, isn't it?
Yep. It's very smart.
Yeah, just save the resources. It's a bit frustrating now for Erik the Red because he is going to have to wall, but where's Blue going? Why is Blue not attacking the walls? What is he thinking?
Don't chase, man. Don't chase. Those militia are no danger to you whatsoever. That scout is one hit away from death.
Yeah.
Like, and now he's
going forward.
Lose some HP on a Man-at-Arm. Like,
okay, this makes sense, Dave. He's going forward. He's housed for a moment, so he's building the house, but he wants to tower the gold, so that's why he's shifting his Man-at-Arms around to his side.
Okay, that makes sense. I think Green, Erik the Red saw those villagers up there.
He did. It's excellent scouting. This is the importance of a 1 HP scout. He sees the forward house. He might have spotted the villagers. I'd like to see a preemptive tower now. It's not a bad idea versus Incas.
That tower's in a pretty good location from Blue.
Yeah, and that's one that Green should still be able... No, Green can't spot that. He might see the Vill, though.
I like how Blue's distracting on the right-hand side with the Men-at-Arms, not going in near the gate.
Yeah.
So Green has to divide his attention here.
Yeah.
And now he's a bit later with the defensive watchtower. Blue will get his up first.
Good point. I can't help but feel like if Blue would have attacked to this gate, though, Erik the Red wouldn't be able to repair it. And that the Man-at-Arms could at least get in. Whereas if you attack the right-hand side, Erik the Red just needs an archer and a few walls there. And there's no way that Blue's gonna get in. He is denying the gold now, and this is one of the things that Incas can do well. Incas, they have those cheap stone buildings, and so often you'll see that in the form of towers. Oh, Dave, forward blacksmith. Do you think we'll see the scale mail armor upgrade for the villagers? Yeah.
And the villagers and the infantry.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, for those that don't know, I don't know if he has the resources for it right now, Dave, but it may be in the future. The Incas villagers are affected by infantry blacksmith upgrades. So that means that if he gets scale mail armor, it'll affect the Eagles, which he's probably going to be making a lot of. And then
okay,
villagers.
he's going to stone now, so he's planning on building some more towers to follow this up. Green has had 3 villagers building those walls, and he's had villagers garrisoned in that watchtower, so a lot of idle time for him.
Yeah.
Blue is putting a lot of pressure down here.
Yeah, and Green might not be able to build this counter tower if he doesn't get a quick wall up. This is heavily delaying Erik the Red. The other thing to remember, though, is that Erik the Red is Viking eco. So with free wheelbarrow, his eco's actually been stronger despite the fact that he's had some of these idols. And I think the defensive tower will go up. Good defense from Erik the Red.
But never underestimate idle time.
Yeah. Yeah, and also map control, right? Because while it's a good map for Erik the Red, some of his map he's not going to have if these towers keep going up.
Second archer range coming down from Willy Wallace. He almost has enough stone. He does have enough stone for a second tower. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
What does that do for him, though? It denies the wood line, I guess.
Possibly it's a nice forward position to push from with Siege in the next stage, honestly.
Maybe.
You know, and you already had the villagers here, so it's cheap. Just build it, stonewall it in, and maybe if you want to push with Mangonels, or at least keep this gold denied throughout the game, you have that option. I really do think now, though, that Erik the Red, man, with the Viking eco, is going to be in Castle Age so much faster. Look at the difference. 700 food and 300 gold. He's been pressured. He's had to build 2 defensive towers. But the macro of this player, the economy of this player is off the charts. It's going to be tough for Willy.
Willy Wallace has to be thinking about him or to himself, like, why me? why do I have to come up against this dude in the first round?
You're definitely right about that, man. And I think Willy Wallace has to think defensive towers now. Good thing about being on stone and not building more towers forward, because you know that will be denied, is you can toss up some defensive ones. So I would like to see a tower to the in between the stone and the wood on the right hand side, and because that would protect both. And then I'd like to see a tower next to the gold on the left hand side, and probably wall his base, because the crossbows are going to be coming. He needs to rely on the market heavily to get to Castle Age himself, so he needs to get those towers up.
He's got to secure a wood line somehow. And it's bad because he's walled to the wood lines. If he walled to the wood line on the left against the edge of the map, he'd be in a much better position right now. That's
true. Yeah, he walled a bit passively, which is weird because he did have all the map control, if you remember. Easy to say now. I don't know exactly when he tossed the walls up. I just look at Erik the Red, and I feel like this is a player we're going to see in the finals. The way he's played this has been so clean, so near perfect, and now he's going to get crossbow, and he has the resources to build a castle if he wants, or TCs if he wants. He has no shortage of resources and no shortage of options.
So wait a second. Willy Wallace brought these villagers back. He's sending them forward again. These are the same 4 villagers, man.
No. Why?
Look, they're weak.
Okay, now he's sending them back. He seems undecided. I don't think he knows what to do right now.
He might catch these archers, actually. It might be a good pick from him.
Oh, this is great! Oh, that's not good for Erik the Red. He's getting crossbow, and he already has Bodcanero in, so he should have more range. Okay, so he lost, was that 3 crossbows? I think 2.
And one of them's on 1 HP, and I mean, it's given him time to put that tower down on the main hill. So now green can't advance up that way. He's gonna be forced to go to the left. That tower on the gold is going down. He's not gonna get there in time to deny it.
Yeah, Dave.
Better position now for Willy Wallace.
All Willy Wallace needs is 30 seconds. Now remember what happened in the last game though. Willy Wallace was too late to Castle Age, and Erik the Red's crossbow micro was off the charts. So let's see. Erik the Red comes in. This is Erik the Red's point of view. He sees the tower. He doesn't want to run to the right because there are units there. Dave, I think that Willy Wallace can stabilize. I think he can hold for now. Yeah.
Send a villager behind to house wall those crossbows in.
Oh, that would be epic. That would be epic. No, what you do, you send your king out as a distraction.
Oh, he's splitting his army. That's sick. He's keeping the skirmishers on one end in case the crossbows come up.
Yeah. And
he's sending the archers around the other end in case this happens, which is what's happening right now, and Erik the Red runs back with his crossbows. This is really good play from Willy Wallace.
The downside for Willy Wallace is he doesn't have the resources to get elite skirmisher right now, and the downside is that there's a huge economy for Erik the Red at home. Erik the Red, it will be on 3 TCs, and oh no, that's a castle. I'm sorry. He's gonna have a castle on the front to protect his golden stone. Perfect timing on that. And he has a TC in the back of his base. I mean, again, while Willy Wallace is holding on, it feels like Erik the Red is going to take a small advantage again.
Yeah, he's got such a better position right now. Now I'm intrigued to know what Willy Wallace does in this situation. Does he go YOLO in Castle Age?
You can't, though, because what would you do? Go Eagles? You can't when there's the Berserk threat.
Well, I mean, there is a king.
Yeah, that's true. Like, maybe you don't resign as early. Maybe you try and get to Imp and just hope that you can snipe the king, which is currently inside the TC of Erik the Red. Yeah, Dave, I think you have to try and keep Erik the Red from doing any more damage to you, and you have to expand your own economy, and you're going to be behind, probably to Imp, probably in a lot of things, but you do have to hope to get into maybe a Treb Arbalest situation where you can get some snipes.
Who wins the post-Imp battle here?
Vikings 110%, I think. Because you have Siege Ram with, well, okay, Incas get Siege Ram as well, but Vikings have Arb, Skirm, and Berserk. So Berserk to counter the Eagles, and then Arb Skirm to counter the Slingers and everything else that the Incas have. I also think that the unique unit for Incas is kind of rendered useless in this matchup because it's a anti-cav unit, whereas the unique unit for Vikings is crazy. And then you have the Viking Eco, which is already working for Erik the
Willy
Red.
Wallace shouldn't fight this. He should not fight this, man.
He can't. And he needs a siege workshop of his own now, I think. A few mangonels, or just a lot of crossbows with ballistics. He does have quite a few here, Dave. Only 7 vills behind for Willy Wallace. It's just that Erik the Red, whoever this player is, he's been so dominant that I don't have a lot of faith in Willy. Not that Willy hasn't played well, but because of how good Erik has played. But I jinxed him a little bit. The micro from Willy Wallace is good here, Dave. Oh, but the Mangonel shot lands. What the hell? I just said he was doing good.
Oh no, this has got to be so demoralizing for Willy Wallace. He's playing good.
Yeah.
But Erik the Red is playing better.
Yeah, I think I need an Erik the Red t-shirt after this, man. He's crazy, man. I think he's just gained a new fanboy here. Now, this is not a position where Erik the Red is gonna win the game from.
Mangonel?
He could gain some advantages, but he's not gonna win the game with this attack. So, I think that... Oh, hold on a second.
Look at the way he's cornering him.
Yeah.
Like, look at the way he cornered him with the crossbows and the mangonel.
Oh, Willy! Big Willy, let's go with the split! Let's go with the split!
What? Considering the position he was in, not bad.
Dodge! Oh yeah, one crossbow versus one mangonel. Who wins? Let's zoom in on this. Alright, well that was...
Anticlimactic.
That was anticlimactic for sure. That didn't work out for that crossbow. The rest of the crossbows are over here. And does Erik the Red see this? He does! Wait, he doesn't! Willy Wallace just needs to stay in the minimum range and he'll finally kill that mangonel. Alright, well played, Willy. Well played, man.
And Wheelbarrow just now coming in for Willy Wallace. You see how big of a difference that is for Erik the Red, who gets it as soon as he gets to Feudal Age.
Vikings, a pick that we didn't see a lot yesterday, and it was surprising. I think it's a top 5 land civ, believe it or not. And Erik the Red seems to think so. And Erik the Red is on the way to the Imperial Age. Dude, there's such a big eco difference between Vikings and Incas, it's unreal. You just can't match up to Vikings eco whatsoever. Crazy. And this is consistent with the last game, though, wasn't it? Erik the Red had a lot of crossbows, lots of micro, and fast imp with more villagers. He's a good player, man. He's a very good player. And now, I think what Willy Wallace needs is going to be some defensive castles. I talked about the defensive towers earlier on when he was later to Castle Age. Now he needs defensive castles because Arbalest is going to be the choice for Erik the Red.
Does he... You can't call GG at Imp on the last game.
No, you gotta try, but there's not a lot he can do. You're not gonna kill that king. Unless Erik makes a mistake and ungarrisons that. You're not gonna kill that king. I would send the king to the back corner if I'm Erik, because I'd be too nervous in sending the king out, but...
I'd put a castle on the left side as well. Just shore up a little bit.
Yeah. And
he's got the stone for it. And once he does that, I mean, there's not really any way Blue's getting into your king.
I can tell you exactly what Erik's going to do. I'm going to try anyway. So, you see how he has the stone for a castle, but he's not making it? He's waiting until he gets Arbalest. And once he gets Arbalest, he'll be able to push out across the map, and then his castle will be forward. Yeah, and then he has a good platform to launch from with his trebuchets. Willy Wallace took a long time to get over here. A lot of blue on the map for him, so he's spreading himself out a little bit with some outposts, so he knows exactly what will be coming. But here come the Berserks. Here come the crossbows that will soon be Arbalest for Erik the Red. And this is where Willy Wallace would need some luck, maybe to catch this army off guard. If he could engage versus this, it'd be great.
He's putting a castle on that hill. If he gets it up, he's got a shot to defend with the mangonels, but I think Green's going to be here too quickly.
But Green didn't get Arbalest yet. He didn't click Arbalest, he didn't click Bracer. Oh, great micro.
Good micro.
Yeah, I think the castle goes up, but... Oh! Huge Mangonel shot. The castle goes up, but I don't think it stays up. It's pretty easy for Erik to send Trebs forward.
Where's his other Mangonel? Oh, it's too far forward, and he's coming back. He's coming from behind with crossbows.
Yeah.
He might be able to clean up this army here, but it's those cap rams that worry me in this situation.
Honestly, though, considering the circumstances, it's not bad for Willy because Erik delayed Arbalest and he delayed Bracer for so long that a lot of these units are just going to die. So I think that Willy might be able to stabilize. I still don't know what he's going to go with in the next stage. Might need to go for Arbalest and Skirm to start off, but yeah, there's the castle for green. This is perfect.
Yep, and I'd love to see more Mangonels here from Willy Wallace. I don't know how he's gonna counter if Erik the Red decides to push up this hill.
Look at this map, guys. This hill is crucial. It's in the center of both players, and Erik the Red with that eco momentum, castle momentum, probably. I'm surprised, actually, he doesn't have a trebuchet coming forward already. He could have done that. But I believe he's confident in his situation right now.
Look at how both players... Okay, Erik the Red made a TC on that gold to the left, and now he's sending some berserks out there to secure it.
Yeah, I see that.
It's just... Both players exploring the map, trying to take map control.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Bracer, Chemistry, Arbalest on the way for Willy, who again has impressed me with his ability to survive. Not easy to do. The guy also did snag some relics. Might even see this gold on the right-hand side, which he's now going to snag. Could get this relic as well. I mean, there's even the gold for Erik the Red on the right-hand side. He still has denied by that tower. But Dave, we are going to see the Berserk. Isn't Erik the Red a Berserk?
Yeah,
hero?
He's a Berserk with 400 and something HP.
Yeah, so true to the name, we will see Berserks for Erik the Red here. 2 castles on the hill. Probably will follow this up with some trebuchets. Yep, he's making the trebuchets now, as you can see on the right-hand side. If Willy Wallace loses this hill, it is game over. 110%. So he needs to push back, and it's going to start with the trebs.
Erik the Red, once again, running in with the... He's done this a few times, running in with the Arbalest.
Yeah.
A bit too aggressively. And the Berserks now have to retreat from the Trebs. They can't take him out with that castle on the hill. Another castle coming down on the left side from Willy Wallace. And he's got the advantage in the Treb battle right now.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I think that Erik the Red maybe got a little bit too confident with these fights. He had all the momentum, but he lost so many of his numbers before he could do any damage to Willy. I'm rooting for Willy here. I want this to go to 5 games. It's still going to be difficult because of the population difference and the positional difference, but maybe. You have to keep in mind that we could see Willy Wallace rely on a few slingers if it's full of Berserk from Erik the Red. Slingers are like hand cannons for Incas. In fact, they're slightly better than hand cannons. Look at these trebuchets!
This is insane. 5 Trebs now for Erik the Red. He's got 2 castles.
He's out of
there,
stone.
But he's out of stone now!
Okay, so that means that Erik the Red will lose 1 castle. I don't know if it's easy for Willy Wallace to take down the next one, though. There's so many Trebs there, man.
And it's so micro-intensive, tasking your villagers to repair and controlling your Arbalest army and attacking with your Trebs.
Oh, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. It's 170 population for both. Green's trebuchets are doing work, though, but the Arbalest are also dying at the same time. It's really hard for me to say which is better here. Losing the trebuchets, or sorry, killing the trebuchets, or losing all of your Berserks.
Well, what's confusing to me is that Erik the Red lost his Arbalest, like his entire Arbalest group, pretty carelessly, and hasn't made any more.
Yeah, I think he'll go Elite Skirm and Berserk now. It's a wise move, though, because Elite Skirm will counter the blue Arbalest and Slingers, and then the Berserks will counter I guess the Skirms in there. And he has the Trebs still, Dave. So the Trebs seem to be the difference. Blue's castle is just going to melt to this. Wow. Impressive hold from Willy. He's struggling, though, right now. Dave, Willy has 4 relics. If he can somehow hold, maybe it's possible. This is just looking so difficult.
Yeah, he's done a great job trying to secure map control and securing resources, but so has Green.
Yeah.
And it's going to be so tough. Willy doesn't have the Eagles to mix in here.
Man, I would love to see, yeah, I would love to see something else from Willy Wallace, but I don't know what that something else is. I think that if you add eagles, the berserks chew them up, right? So
I feel like if you have eagles, though, that allows you to build up your slingers.
possibly, yeah. Yeah, maybe you mass the slingers and the eagles in combination.
And the eagles are more mobile than the berserks, so you just keep the eagles away from the berserks and you try and corner the skirmishers. But I mean, it's a mute point now with Green pushing in. He's going to get those skirms on the hill. He's going to take out the castle on the left with the trebs. And what can Willy Wallace do here?
He's getting Andean Sling, which is the unique tech that helps the slingers, but the slingers are, and the skirmishers are all dying here to the skirmishers from Erik the Red. Erik the Red has now melted his second castle. He just needs to melt the third. And Blue is hoping for the eagle switch, Dave. He does have the gold. He has 1,700 gold. Maybe if he gets Elite Eagle in quickly, he could save himself, but the clock is ticking.
Tell you what, Elite Eagle, all the attack upgrades, Arson, go for the king. Go for the jugular. That's what I'm telling you to do, Willy.
Oh, that would be so sick. Just run in and try and snipe the king. Remember, Blue has a king somewhere. It's in his TC as well. Oh my god.
He could do it if he builds up enough eagles. I mean, he needs a lot of time, but
yeah, you're right though. He has the resources to make the eagles. It's just that he's a competitive player, so he's not going to have that thought of, all right, I'm dead economically. Let's try and snipe the king. I think he would prefer to win this in a straight-up battle. Man, Erik the Red is now castle on the right-hand side to protect that gold, and then he's now hitting with berserks on the other gold that Blue is taking. So he is truly everywhere. And now Berserker Gang is on the way, and Willy Wallace just calls the GG. He doesn't try for a king snipe. I don't think it would have worked anyway because the berserks would have spotted it. And Erik the Red wins 3-1 in the round of 16. Erik the Red was very, very, very good, Dave.
yeah, it's super impressive. Super, super impressive.
Yeah, and the way this game played out, I think it just played into the Vikings' hands. You know how in game one, Spanish, Erik the Red was able to wall with Spanish and go conks? With this game, because Vikings have such a big eco lead, if they don't fall under pressure, then they're always going to be able to gain that advantage. And for the most part, it was perfection from Erik the Red. I think the mistake was early imp. He almost threw away the lead there. But overall, man, I am a bit disappointed for Willy Wallace. When we see the reveal on Sunday, I think that Willy Wallace will be another great player. But Erik the Red gets that win, and we will move on now to another best of 5. So we're at 11,000 viewers, and I'm going to assume 11,000 viewers. I'm going to assume that since we have that many viewers, we might be on Twitch front page, and there might be a lot of people asking questions about what this is. Obviously, this is Age of Empires 2. So, Age of Empires 2 is a game that's almost 20 years old. It's had a huge resurgence, and this is a tournament with over $10,000 on the line with the 16 best players in the world. We just don't know who they are. So I'm going to show you the achievements here quickly, and then I'm going to review what this tournament is for people who might have questions. And then I'm going to play a player showcase video to give you guys some insight on who some of the players might be because of their quirks. Erik the Red gets the win there, 185 kills, 156 units lost, but he was leading so much in the way of eco. He was slightly behind in the gold, but all those other stats there, that's all the power of the Vikings. Oh yeah, you know what, we're going to do a poll first, and everyone can vote. I imagine if you're new, you probably don't know, but we'll do a poll, actually, and we're going to vote on who people think Erik the Red is. So in just a moment, the poll's going to show up here, and everyone who's watching on the stream can type a number in the chat, and those are all the 16 players who are participating. If you have a guess, go ahead and guess, shoot your shot. I'm thinking Leary, Dave. That's more Leary than Viper for me. I don't know if you agree with that, but...
ACCM.
Okay. Okay.
No, I think the way that was played, it's gotta be Viper or Leary. Like, it's gotta be one of those.
Viper, Leary, or Yo if he's back in top form, maybe. Possibly, like, there are players like Hera who have the potential to have games like that, but I don't know if Hera can do that consistently under pressure. So, I mean,
dude,
It's going to be someone really, really good.
I was thinking about that house trick. That was too cute for Yo. That
Maybe.
was way too cute for Yo.
Yeah, I liked when you watch the crossbows of Erik the Red move, you could tell that he wasn't just clicking, looking at his eco for 5 seconds, and then looking back. He had almost constant control of those units. So that tells me that that's why I think Leary, but Leary and Viper, no surprise, leading the votes here. There's over 300 votes soon for Leary. And then we will do a vote for who people think Willy Wallace is. I don't think we got to see Willy Wallace shine because of how good Erik the Red was. So this is going to be a tough one for me. I don't know.
I have no clue. I thought Hera for a second.
It could be someone like Max, like Tato. I don't know.
I can't see. You remember on the first game where he expanded his eco to like 5 TCs in the face of that conch play?
Yeah.
I can't see the Max doing that.
What? That's what Max would do.
No.
Maybe.
Max wouldn't throw his knights away like that, though, against the conch when he first came in.
Okay. Well, there we go. Everyone is voting. And by the way, Dave, I don't know if you caught it. The meme is that everyone who loses is Jordan 23. So I feel bad for poor Jordan. But the meme in the first Hidden Cup was someone else. And so, everyone's voting for Jordan. I don't think it can be Jordan if Jordan was the loser in all the sets yesterday. But who knows? If you guess Jordan every time, you're going to get it right at some point.
I'm going to go with Valise.
I'm thinking, if I were to say, and I have a notepad here, I would say I'm going to put Max down for that one, I think. Now, on Sunday, you guys will have the option to try and guess the player identities. There will be 3 prizes for the best guesses, so make sure you're here for the final day. If you're curious as to what's coming up next, here's the matchups. I should have the matchups somewhere. Yep, here we go. So in just a few moments, we will be getting into... Okay, Dave, how do I say it? Lahire? Lahire? I did, but I don't say it. I just listen. Lahire. Okay, yeah, we have Lahire versus Joan of Arc up next. We don't know who the players are. It'll be an excellent matchup. It'll be another best of 5. Following that, we have some big names today. Robin Hood and Attila will be playing each other. And then we'll have Genghis Khan and Orn Lu the Wolf to finish off the day. Wait, Dave's not muted. They're trolling you. Oh, wait, no, you can't. They can't hear you here. I'm sorry, I didn't add. We added this morning and I forgot to add your audio here. Sorry, guys. We're just making sure you guys are paying attention. I'm doing it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God. Hello. That's my Discord. We don't need that. We don't need that at all. Let's just move that to the bottom. Leaked. Thankfully, it wasn't like something super important. We're good. They can hear you now, I think.
Good.
I'm going to play the short video. And we're going to get into the next game, guys. We'll talk about the civs. We'll talk about everything in just a moment. This next video is a player showcase.